Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California. Weather-wise, today is December 8th, and right now we're looking at the infrared satellite imagery. You can see the state of California here. Atmospheric river pointed at the Pacific Northwest. We'll clip northern portions of California, but we're going to build a big ridge of high pressure across the Great Basin. It's going to bring some offshore winds. We've got wind advisories up right now. We'll take a look at some of those details as we go through the video here today, and we'll also take a look at the extended forecast. The troughing continues to show through the extended forecast out here, and we'll look at some of the jet stream and how it's interacting there across the Pacific Ocean. Also, stay tuned for that. And if you want to join and monetarily support the channel, click on that join button down below. I've got the El Nino video up here, and you just drop down below the video and click that join button if you want to do that. Just thought I'd leave that up there for a couple days. I have had a few questions about that. Now look at, we have the high wind warning out there, and this does include the I-5 corridor out there, and this goes all the way in through 3 p.m. Saturday. Some gusts up to 70 miles per hour with that, and then we're going to turn things out of the northeast as well, and you can see that reflected by the San Diego, California National Weather Service, and some gusty winds across the higher terrain. You guys know the drill. Maybe Anaheim included, Irvine, Riverside, and some of the higher terrain out there as well. Nice graphic here from San Diego. There's also the fire weather watch. You still can burn things this time of year, especially when the Santa Ana winds are blowing, which anybody who's been out across Southern California for any given amount of time knows about that. So heads up for that. Fires could spread rapidly. Now, if you guys want a nice affordable home weather station, click on that link down below to save 10% off. All solar powered. Thing is very accurate. Been testing against much more expensive weather equipment and has been doing just fine. It stores all the data for you in the cloud. Now, taking a look here at the European, this is last night's run here. So we're just going to scroll through this really quick because we don't have too much to talk about, but we do have this precipitation coming from Northern California, just kind of clipping it. You can see that atmospheric river is weakening quite rapidly as it moves down across Northern California there. So not much to worry about with that. Now this is looking at total precipitation in inches, and this will go a little bit further off into the future. You can see there's the atmospheric river. It does bring some precip, Eureka out there, Crescent City, and then the next system as we go towards next weekend, it's showing some potential for precipitation starting to move down across the state. And we'll look at that in a little bit more detail as we go towards the end of the video here coming up. So here's the state of California. We're looking at mean sea level pressure with the anomaly kind of with the shading here, and then you can see the high pressure over the Great Basin. So it's going to drive those Santa Ana winds as we go through the weekend coming up before that eventually slides off and down to the southeast here as we go through later portions of the weekend into early next week. And we're going to relax that gradient and stop those Santa Ana winds as well. Now, looking at 925 millibars, which is about 2,500 feet up in the atmosphere, and it kind of shows you the trajectory of some of these winds. See the strong north and northwest winds in the meantime as we go through this morning, but then they're turning northeast as we go through this afternoon and evening, and you'll notice those Santa Ana winds blowing. If you're out across the desert areas, they'll be more out of the north, slightly northeast, but you can see that northeast component across Southern California. That continues all the way on in through Sunday morning. Sunday afternoon, we start to relax that gradient a bit there as we go on into about Monday afternoon shown there. Now, taking a look at pivotal weather here, this kind of shows some of the cities here, and it actually shows some of the wind gusts that should be occurring with some of these Santa Ana winds. You can see Riverside right here. You see Oceanside, Oxnard gusting up over 50 miles per hour. Check it out. Might wake some people up here as we go through Friday night into early Saturday morning. And you can see the gusty winds all the way down towards Baja, across some of the desert areas. Las Vegas getting a little bit gusty, a little bit better winds as you go further south. However, you can see Bullhead City gusting into the mid-30s or so there. And then this pressure gradient starts to relax here as we go on in through the day. Sunday, it looks like. Now, looking at Oxnard Airport, you can see gusts up over 40 miles per hour showing up. The ensemble mean is right there in the lower 40s as well. This is the daily 2-meter max temperature, and you can see there's Southern California. You can see the valley areas, the bay is here. Here's Nevada, and there's western Arizona. And you see the nice, comfortable temperatures out there as we go on in through Saturday. I actually skipped Sunday there for some reason, but Tuesday, kind of get the picture there. And then maybe a little bit of a cooling trend as we go towards next weekend, as maybe we'll get some troughing back in here. We'll see how that goes, but I'll show you the extended forecast are actually starting right now. So let's look at the GFS on the left. Let me update this to make sure we have all the most recent data, and let's go ahead and bring that back up where we look at last night's run versus this morning's. So you can see the Hawaiian Islands. There's California here. There goes that system that swung through here. Atmospheric river into the Pacific Northwest. Santa Ana winds will be blowing, and we cut that gradient off. And then we start to get the Pacific a little bit more active as we start to head towards mid-December. And you can see both the models still showing, this is the ensemble mean again from this morning, hot off the presses versus yesterday afternoons. And you can see that troughing here kind of hanging out, getting close to California. Could start to be spreading some systems into California as we go through the mid portion of December. So that's good there. If we look at the GFS, hot off the presses, this is deterministic. The ensembles, of course, are perturbed members, and we kind of change the initial conditions to try to correct for any errors. The deterministic is the initial conditions best we understand them. So let's put this into motion here, build that ridge in the Santa Ana winds. As we go towards that mid-December period here, you can see some of this troughing developing off the coastline here. Not a bad signal there for some storm lovers across California. Again, we'll see all this trend and we can watch, but at least we're getting a little bit closer to this time frame here. I mean, this is, what, about 150 hours out right there. Not too bad. This will be coming up this week. So yeah, something to look forward to for weather watchers here across California. We'll continue to scroll out here, and you can see maybe we'll remain active. Who knows, as we go towards the later portion of December. Now, looking at the wider view of things here, here's Japan to the far left. There's the Hawaiian Islands. You can see California here. There's Alaska. We're looking way up in the atmosphere, somewhere towards 39,000 feet. And you can see the jet stream, kind of the ridge showing the atmospheric river moving to the Pacific Northwest. And then watch the jet stream across the Western Pacific here. It starts to get more consolidated and starts to reach out across the Pacific Ocean. And that could be a sign for some stormier weather here along the West Coast. The jet extends all the way out across some of the northern central Pacific Ocean at the Northwest and some of California here as well. It's way too early to get into any details, but it is a nice signal to see out in the extended model runs. Taking a look at the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook, you can see the above average conditions here for much of the state. This goes through December 17th. You know, these are subject to change, of course. 8 to 14. Yeah, they kind of backed off on some of the precipitation here. I don't really know why. The actual signal looks not bad on the GFS, at least for now, and still no drought across the state of California, just a couple abnormally dry areas, but quite a rare sight to not have any drought across the state of California. We will definitely take it, but we're going to need some precip here sooner rather than later if we want to keep areas drought-free. You can see Arizona and New Mexico dealing with some severe and extreme drought out there, even a couple areas of exceptional drought as well. But anyway, we'll continue to watch this. Pacific Northwest rapidly improving as well. Probably going to be wiping out a lot of this drought across the region out there over the next few days as well. Probably the next update will reflect that also. But yeah, anyway, watch out for those Santa Ana winds coming up here. You know, there still is fire danger this time of year, so heads up for that. And we'll continue to watch that extended forecast. Getting a little bit excited here. Hopefully we can start to bring some more active weather down into the state of California. It'll come at some point this winter, but yeah, we'll just continue to watch it day by day. So hope you guys are having a good day. Click like and subscribe. We'll do this again tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys then.